Good morning there. You're watching QTV this morning, and I am Jana Bosonko, joined by my co-host Ibrahim Abalde, as well as Adi Rami. Once again, thank you so much for joining us on the newspaper review. It's always good to have you here.
Newspaper review plus
a video. Yes. Okay, let's just have it as a surprise. We don't want to tell people, so make sure to stay tuned to know
Sure.
whatever we have, whatever surprise we have. Yesterday, we talked about the fact that we had a little surprise. Unfortunately, we couldn't fulfill that. But today, it's confirmed, okay? You know, something inspirational, something that, will push you to actually do more despite, all these challenging circumstances.
True enough.
Yes.
True enough.
So, Ibrahim, do you want to say hi?
Oh, yeah. It's good to be here again. It's not a Tuesday.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's always another. Why is it always another Tuesday?
It's another Tuesday.
Is
I mean, it's always good. I mean, it rhymes when you say it this way. It's another Tuesday. It's another Monday. It's another Thursday.
So, Mr. Ade, which means he's been saying it just because it rhymes.
You know, it rhymes. I mean,
Tuesday.
it's another Tuesday because we've been coming here on different Tuesdays. Okay. So it's another Tuesday again.
And different Mondays.
You know, it's another. it's not a Tuesday, but the same people.
Okay.
Jainaba, Balde, the day.
And it's always a good day, just to give thanks for being alive.
Yeah.
Really.
You know, I mean, yes.
And
give thanks and praise.
Yeah.
I'm happy that, Mr. Ade, you said that. You know, yesterday while I was reading the news and reading the issue of the 50 unidentified bodies, whenever I say this, media, we pretend, we do whatever we do because we have to pretend to do it.
Sure.
But that was really, I think I'm being emotional.
No, I think for me it's been one of the most moving stories that we have ever featured. Because for us in Africa particularly, burying people, we always want people to be buried with dignity, and we always want them to get, if you're a Christian, you get a Christian burial, if you're a Muslim, you get a Muslim burial. And yet we have 50 bodies, up to 50 bodies. The corpses have not been identified for various reasons. Some of them were picked up by the side of the road because they'd been killed and left there. Others were people who were patients in the hospital who died, and they didn't have any ID, and so some have been there for many years unclaimed, and so they can't keep them forever.
So personally, for me, it was emotional on the news, but I couldn't do anything, but I really felt it yesterday about the 50 unidentified bodies. The reason is because, I was there and, trying to picture myself being in such a situation, which was quite scary, and sometimes as an individual, I feel like I have so much challenges that I'm dealing with as a person. And sometimes I say to myself, I don't even want to leave anymore. Because of some of these challenges, it's difficult for me. And then I'm seeing an individual, died. The person could not even have befitting burial and all of that. So it was really emotional for me. I don't think I've ever cried on TV before, but to be honest, this really affected me in a way because it was really, really sad for me and so hard to take in that this kind of situation, does exist. So I think the police talked about, the PRO talked about the fact that it is important for, when you have a missing family member to just, you inform the police, but it's also important to go to the mortuary all the time to get to check, to find out. So that really was emotional for me.
I think sometimes what stops people is that they actually they'd rather not know, and so they might guess that perhaps my relative is dead, but there's this kind of fear of going there and getting it confirmed. And so,
But I mean, I think going there and getting it confirmed, it's far better than,
of course,
leaving it like that. At some point, you will never know what happened. If someone is missing for many years, I mean, you have no idea. I think the mortuary, it's a place where you can go and confirm certain things. I mean, according to them, you've seen, I mean, there are bodies that have been there for a very long time. And at some point, they must be buried.
Of course, of course. I mean, there's been an argument over the last couple of weeks on Twitter where people are saying, oh, you must wait until you find them. And I said, how long? If you've had somebody's a corpse there for 5 years and nobody has claimed, what makes you think another week or another day is going to make a difference when 5 years has not made a difference? So you can't keep them forever.
At some point, I've never imagined there can be the mortuaries having corpses that have been there for over 5 years. I mean, I can't imagine. That's sad. You know. I can.
But it's right that you're emotional about it.
I don't know why.
No, because I'll tell you,
I don't know why.
When we were coming to work this morning, one of my colleagues said exactly the same about his wife. That when she watched that story, she became very. I think everybody who watches it, you would not be human if that did not move you. The kind of, because it's going to be a mass burial, so there's a kind of indignity in that. But also it's an unavoidable situation. You know, what else can they do? You know. So it's genuinely a sad story and a very moving one for sure. Yeah.
Weird. I feel weird right now.
No.
Yeah. So I think that is it. So we'll just go for a short commercial break, and when we come back, we'll head right on to the newspaper review. Do stay tuned.
Style 2022 loolu laa wax de man waaw kay boo gisee nag ñu di ko waajal depuis léegi dañoo bëgg nag yokku cere dolli ñeex li ko waral nag QTV dañu bëgg saa yu ñuy def dara képp ku ci nekk rek gis ci sa bopp moo waral nag this time ñu bëgg koo yokku nag yaatal ko nag géew bi nag dañu ko yaatal ba mu yaatu lool ba tax ñu ngi woo designers yépp ci biir réew mi waaye yow mi nekk sax bitim réew bëgg ñu wane nag say product jokkal ak QTV da ci am solo nag bu baax a baax ba tax nag ki nga xamante ne piis day jaay ci marché bi bëgg naa wane ay piisam ak ay xeetu piis yi mu yor ñëwal ci biir Tobaski ak Style 2022 moom la ñuy waajal xanaa war naa neex dama ne nag kaay leen ngeen won ma seen mënin ma wax leen seeni cumbukaay ba tax nag jokkoo leen ak ñun ci nu mu gën a gaawee ci 32 44 44 4 ak QTV ak Tobaski ak Style yéen ñi rek ñu tax toog yow rek ci jongoma cey.
Welcome back from that break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning, and unfortunately we do not have an African proverb today. I know you're all looking forward to the debate, but due to time constraints, tomorrow we'll get to debate on that. So now we're heading right onto the newspaper. Remember, that's The Voice.
Exactly, and some of the headlines of The Voice newspaper read: sustainable growth will require evidence-based and data-driven policies, and of course, fish smokers debunk sniper insecticide allegations, and of course OIC project, drivers lament terrible traffic ahead of rainy season. Environmentalist says most key areas in country now transform to modern settlement. KMC waste project generated over $9 million. Government accepts to integrate human rights into GAF training curricula. That's The Voice newspaper for you.
Okay, so on the point, we have that the National Human Rights Commission tasked government to put mechanisms for the enforcement of the ATI self-media regulations as well.
ATI is access to
access to information that was passed about 11 months ago. So now they're actually pushing for the implementation. And aside from that, President Barrow says has delivered promise of Gambianizing judiciary. Because we all know previously, Jammeh had all these, foreign
mercenary judges.
Exactly, were just mercenaries. I'm happy
they were mercenaries.
Yes. So BCC launches digital revenue collection project.
That's a big, huge one. I hope we can have some time to talk about it.
And Gambia boosted with 2.6 million worth of medical items. Once again.
Yes, indeed. Once again.
Yeah.
I have Foroya. Yankuba Toure asked court to free him. Those who have got decent memories will remember that he was sentenced to death, no less, although nobody's been put to death in this country for a long time. And already he's asking for that sentence to be set aside. Rights Commission recommends removal of filing fees for human rights cases. That's an interesting one. And they said that, cost should not be a barrier to somebody actually filing a human rights case. And in the passport scandal case, witness is indisposed, could not attend. And there's a very interesting one here. The nation must have values. Again, hopefully you can come to that. Gambia tasked to reduce her debt burden, and phony border communities abandon their farmlands because of conflict there. And former Vice President CDS, Minister of Interior, to face prosecution again for giving us snippets from the TRRC report. And should visiting the ill be for publicity's sake? And before we go, I must mention sport, because AFCON qualifiers, Scorpions have already landed in Congo-Brazza for the next encounter in the AFCON pursuit.
Oh, looking
and
forward
we wish
to
them
that.
well.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, so massive. BCC launches digital revenue collection project. On this particular program, specifically, we've always been talking about digitalizing revenue collection to actually avoid corrupt practices.
Sure.
And you know, I saw the mayor's biography, you know, because I had the privilege to read it through Ansumana Isonyasi, and I saw one thing that was captured, which has to do with her saying she has championed you know, mechanisms in which there are less corrupt practices in the council. So I think now I can boldly point at this to say this is one way to really achieve that.
I mean, the headline doesn't really do justice to the whole thing, because as well as digitalizing revenue collection, they're part of what is called a smart cities project. Smart cities project means everything from revenue collection to traffic management to even, I was discussing this with Mr. Mboge yesterday, things like smart buildings. So for example, you have the National Museum, and you want to know how many people come and visit the museum. Well, you don't have to have somebody sitting there counting people as they come in. You just put a sensor, and you have people coming in, people going out, and it counts everybody who steps through. It counts them, and then you can say, okay, we're not getting enough people visiting the museum. How can we get more? You know, and then you can then start planning and doing your things. Same with traffic. If we have traffic lights that worked, most of them don't. 99.9% of our traffic lights don't work. But if you had traffic lights that work, again, you have sensors. You can gauge the flow of traffic in a particular area, and you say, okay, they're too much. We need to divert. Let's create other roads and so on. So it has many. But revenue collection is one of the easiest, and it's a key one, because when they can collect revenue, they can improve services for the citizens of the capital. So it's good, one to be welcomed.
Yeah, and when councils were coming in, one thing that they, you know, stressed is the, you know, the whole revenue collection. I can remember because you know, processes were so weak, people just doing whatever they wanted to. You know, so at least now we can, you know, kind of depend on the revenue that they have rather than tweening. I'm okay with tweening all the time. Whenever we tween, it's about the sister city giving us stuff. You know, because of our situation. So I want to see a tweening whereby we are, as a Banjul City Council, we are okay. So the tweening is capacity building, maybe exchanges where both sister cities can learn from each other, rather than us all the time saying, help us.
Let me give you an example of twinning. Freetown is twinned with Hull in the United Kingdom, and in 1985, 84, 85, they invited 21 school teachers from Hull to go to Sierra Leone, spend a month there, and, you know, come back. And then they invited 21 Sierra Leonean teachers. You know what I'm going to say, don't you?
I don't want to hear that.
19 of them did not go back.
Look at this. Look at that.
So these twinning things.
You know, I do not want us all the time to be at the unfortunate end, where it's us begging all the time and asking for things.
You're right.
So this is the way.
It is one way, and also, you know, if you live in a council and you complain about services, ask yourself, am I paying my rates? Am I paying my local taxes? Because if I don't, then I've got no right to complain. You know, it's like saying, I didn't vote in the election, but I'm going to complain about who gets elected. Then, you know, don't do it. But yeah, people should contribute, and it should feel part of your civic duty to contribute. Well, so yeah, we welcome it.
Interesting. I'm looking at that smart city project. I mean, I think it's very good. It's a good initiative. But for me, my own thinking, sustainable part of it is the problem. We have introduced a whole lot of stuff here, but at the end of the time, to implement is a problem, number one, and to sustain it, it's another problem.
I hear you. One of the things that's encouraging is that the council will use things like mobile phones to reach the people who are in the council, the citizens, but also the Gambia has one of the highest incidences of smartphones per head of population, higher than England, America, all of Western Europe. Officially, there are about 3 to 4 smartphones per head of population in the Gambia. So there are between 8 to nearly 10 million smartphones in the country of only 2-point-something million. So people are used to using their smartphone for all sorts of things. We go online, we look at TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and so on. But it can also be used to reach. So that fact that we're already used to it tells you that it's likely to be sustainable.
Yeah.
Because if you and I have Q money, we get an alert every time we either buy credit or send credit to somebody. The council can do the same to actually keep people informed. And so I think in terms of sustainability, I think the tools are already there to make sure that it will be.
Yeah, and also when it comes to cities, capital cities, there are a lot of projects now. Projects sometimes even, specifically designated to ensure that there's some form of sustainability when it comes to projects.
Sure.
Because UNDR, currently has this project called Making Cities Resilient, which the mayor is a part of. The mayor is also part of this African Capital City Sustainability Forum. So I think really there's a huge prospect. I'm not just talking about Gambia or BCC, I'm just talking globally, like African-wise. There's a lot of prospect in terms of cities developing and becoming more resilient with some of these projects that are put in place. I see that.
And I think, again, in terms of sustainability, the fact that there is a lot of external support. You were talking about it doesn't always have to be about money. Sometimes it's about exchange of expertise.
Exactly.
And, exchange of ideas and data and so on. That is what will help make the project work. So I think it's great that this is happening. Yeah.
So President Adama Barrow here is saying that he has delivered his promise of Gambianizing the judiciary. So Gambianizing the judiciary, what's your take on that? Because people might have different takes on it, because having foreign judges really also does not necessarily mean that
it's not necessarily a bad thing. Let's be clear.
It's about the motive of getting the judges.
Sure. Yes, and every judge who delivers a judgment has to justify it.
Exactly.
Because you have to give a ruling which people can read and they can interpret and they can decide whether or not what you've said is sensible.
Yeah.
But I think for every country, it's not unusual that the people who are the judges in that country are from that country.
Yeah.
It's standard across the world.
Yeah.
So why should it be any different in Gambia? And now the reason it's important in the Gambia is because you have lots of Gambian people who are qualified, who should be. A lot of them will be working internationally.
Yeah.
Why are they not working at home?
Yeah.
And so it is to be welcomed, and if they are good enough and they are competent enough, then let them take up.
And also we've seen a shift when it comes to the judiciary, people's mentalities, how independent, making judgments where really it's
They've
even
gone
against the
government.
state. So that's encouraging. That's showing that Gambianizing it indeed is a good thing.
I think although it's important to Gambianize it, it's also important that the public must have confidence in the judges and across magistrates, judges to Supreme Court judges, whatever it is, people must have confidence in them that this person is giving an honest judgment. They're not being influenced by the state. The state is not leaning on them to give judgment in favor of the state.
So quickly, I'm just informed that we have to end the newspaper review here, but just quickly, in a few minutes, the National Human Rights Commission is asking government to enforce the Access to Information Bill as well as self-media regulation here. We had this discussion 11 months ago, and it's back again.
Listen, we will be
talked about it.
Yes, and we'll be having this discussion in 5 years' time. And I say this because right now there's a lot of noise about Access to Information Bill. And as a journalist and as somebody who's campaigned for it in another country and also worked on the one in the UK, I know all about it. I would just have a word of caution. In Sierra Leone, we pushed and we pushed for it. Since it's been enacted, hardly anybody has made any request for the information that they're entitled to request. So people can make all this noise. It doesn't mean that they're going to actually use it. That's why I'm a bit, I smile every time I hear it.
The thing is, for a start to actually achieve this access to information, government institutions have to work on their communications officers.
Big time.
Because some of them do not even understand how to behave, the etiquette you know, and all of that, the protocols that they need to take to actually talk to people, talk to journalists who are looking for or seeking the information.
Listen, let me tell you this. When they brought it in England, not only did every government department have to have an information officer who dealt with the public, every single civil servant, which numbered hundreds of thousands, they all had to take an exam about how to deal with requests for that. That is going to have to be done for every civil servant in the country.
And it should happen in Gambia too. Please don't misquote us as well. We are not saying that current communications officers, but we have to be
You're not saying what?
Okay, true.
No, I am saying
I'm saying it too. I take it back. I take it back. But you know, we just don't want to hurt some people's feelings and just kind of bring their self-esteem down. But the reality is,
I think at some point the professionalism too matters when it comes to sending information.
Exactly.
Sure. You can see other departments, even to get certain information, it's a problem.
I've complained 100 times in this country, and you can quote me on this. You know, since I've come here, the only time that information officers from government departments or agencies have written to me is when they want something. When I have requested something,
they will never.
When I've initiated, I can tell you, and I keep all the emails, so anybody can challenge me if they want. They never respond.
Please. And also, Mr. Ade, one thing I have a problem with communications officers in government departments is that, for me, sometimes they do not take charge. They don't take charge when it comes to certain things. I feel like a communications officer should be the center. Like, you dare not. They should be just that point where the authority is there.
We haven't moved on to where they feel that they can. So when you ask them, they're like, oh, I have to ask my boss. No, you are the comms officer.
Talk to me.
That's why I'm talking to you. You should be the one giving me the information.
Exactly.
Don't tell me you need to go and talk to your boss and get permission.
And even if you're going to talk to your boss to get permission, I don't need to know.
Yeah, quite.
It's not me.
Just I'll come back to you.
That's it.
In fact, it's one thing, I mean, to implement the access to information bill, but it's another thing to regularize certain things in our departments. Because I mean,
and also from the public, what can you ask for? What are you entitled to ask for?
So yesterday we said we will bring some of the stories. So I'm afraid today we'll have to do the same thing, because interesting stories here.
Of course.
So we're just going to take a look at Malik Mendy. I'm not going to do any form of introduction. The video tells it all. So
speaks for itself.
Speak for itself.
It's quite short.
Yeah. So let's take a look at this video, and when we come back, we'll have a little discussion, and then we'll head right onto the community watch. We'll be right back.
For all the good work he was doing, it took a foreigner to push open another door for him.
By then, I have my workshop at Dipakona, the embroidery at my house, and another expansion. I rent the other side. So I was running here, there, 3 places the same time. So when we visited all these places, when she came, we visited all these places. That time we are supposed to go to a trip to Atlanta, Georgia, to one trade fair, and she asked me a question. The Ministry of Trade knew about you? I say no. She said, okay, I'll ask them to visit you. These people are powerful. Then she asked the Ministry of Trade to visit me. By then, the Deputy Permanent Secretary came. And when she came, she visited all my 3 places, and I told her, look, I need nothing from you. I just need a piece of land from you people. That's all I need from you. Then that will house all my 3 places, one house whereby I can be steady and do my job.
And that piece of land has been put to good use. On it now stands the main premises of Malik Mendy Tailoring. However, it is more than just a building. It is a monument to ingenuity, talent, creativity, perseverance, and innovation.
Innovation?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Talent, creativity.
Yeah, perseverance.
And, you know, myself, Francis, we worked on this, Mr. Mboj, Aliu Jallo, really, really impressive. And I first became aware of it when our colleague Francis went there, and he took a video. Yeah. And he showed me this video on his phone. Mm-hmm. And he said, what do you think of this? And I said, wow, it's really nice.
Yeah.
What is it? He said, it's a place here in the Gambia. Mm-hmm. In fact, we start with that question, because when we showed it to other people, they were saying, we have something like this in the Gambia. And not only do we have something like this in the Gambia, it was started by a Gambian, Malik Mendy, and it is an international standard tailoring business. And they do the uniforms for the army, for the police. They do logos for banks and so on. And we're going to show the full documentary tonight on QTV at 9 a.m. 9 p.m. I beg your pardon, 9 p.m. And we urge people to watch it because it's an inspirational story.
Well,
and it shows you Gambians can do stuff like this.
Looking at the video, I mean, the president mentioned Gambianizing certain things. I mean, when you look at it, we are Gambianizing it here.
This is it.
I mean, our uniforms are from Malik Mendy. The security uniforms too are from Malik Mendy.
That's right.
I'm told we have someone on the line.
As we speak, we have Etienne from the food safety on the line to actually discuss the issue of the sniper, you know, allegedly, because you know, I see media houses visiting the markets, discussing this. But Mr. Ajay, I think it would be unfair to keep you here, you know, while we have this discussion. Head on right editing. Thank you so much for joining us. So, Etienne, can you hear me?
Good morning, Dana.
Yeah, good morning, Etienne. So, Etienne, can you update us, because I'm aware that a multidisciplinary committee of experts from the National Nutrition Agency, as well as the Agriculture Organization, the National Environment Agency, as well as other ministries had a session to actually discuss the rumor when it comes to using sniper on smoked fish to keep flies away. So, can you update us in relation to that committee meeting?
Yes, the latest is that the multidisciplinary committee actually set up a task force which will split into 3 groups and will begin an inspection exercise of places, let me say markets where these smoked fish are being sold. They will actually use a checklist to look out for these claims. And a report will be submitted as soon as necessary, which will help this multidisciplinary committee to come up with a public statement on Friday to explain to the public the outcome of the investigation being conducted by the task force. Also, during the inspections, samples will be collected, and these samples will be taken to Dakar for testing. But it is also important to state that we are talking about Dakar, so the outcome of the outcome of the samples may not be released before Friday.
Okay. So, Etienne, you're trying to tell me that we do not have the facilities in the Gambia here to do the testing that you're talking about, because the samples have to be taken to Dakar.
I'm not trying to tell you, but
that is the fact. Yeah, but I just want to confirm again.
NEA has a facility, but I believe you know, to have a much better to conduct a much better testing or examination of the samples. The place that has been identified is Dakar, but NEA has a lab that can examine issues regarding insecticide. Yeah, because when it comes to insecticide, it has more to do with the National Environment Agency than food safety. Food safety just comes into play because it is in relation to food. Yes.
All right, Ibrahim, do you have any questions for Etienne there in relation to the use of snipers on smoked fish to keep flies away?
But yes. I mean, Etienne, were you able to engage market women, the ones selling the fish, whether it's true that, I mean, the sniper has been used on the smoked fish?
Yeah, actually, it is important to state that, you know, these are speculations, regardless of the fact that people have come out to say that they have used it before or they are using it. We take them as speculations because you need scientific evidence to prove that they are true. That is why the task force is going out for this inspection. So the first course of action was this meeting that was conducted yesterday, and the second course of action, of course, is going to be the inspection that will be conducted by the task force. And during that process, the market vendors, the women vendors rather, will be engaged, and of course, the outcome of the inspection will also determine the next step to take. Actually, if they are actually doing it, and we actually know how harmful the substance is to the food, then it will actually necessitate the need to engage them on how harmful it is rather to face. They may not know how harmful it is. You know, these are people who may not have a clue of what they are doing.
Okay. So, now
actually, it will be very early to blame them for the practice. But let us allow the inspection to take place, and then the next step will be correcting. But it is also very important to call on the public to remain calm. Let them remain calm and allow this exercise to take place. So,
so Etienne, currently, now that this allegation is there, what is the authority doing to kind of inspect areas where smoked fish are being processed and all of that? What are you doing? It's an allegation, yes, but what can be done to also monitor the situation as we speak?
This task force is doing that. Like I said, the task force is being constituted with immediate effect, and work has already begun. So they will be engaging the women vendors, but then you cannot talk to them about the harmful effects. You need to conduct an inspection. You need to collect samples. You need to know the quantity of the substance in the fish before you talk about engaging them. You need to know what is actually existing in the fish before you talk about engaging them. So it is after knowing the outcome of the inspection that you will be able to engage them. You will be able to adequately sensitize them.
Yes, so, Etienne, how soon should we expect result from all this?
As soon as Friday, like I said, a public statement is expected to be released, and we are also going to work hard to make sure these samples are available once they are released. So once this is done, then we will be in pole position to conduct a sensitization of the women vendors if there is need. Let me stress this to actually desist from the act.
Okay, so any form of sensitization, have you been doing any form of sensitization as the quality authority when it comes to food, as to chemicals that people use when it comes to the processing of food? Has that ever existed? Because if that existed, then it means you're just taking it from there. But if that did not exist, if a pattern did not exist, then it means then you have to start all over. The reason why I'm asking this is because of how proactive we can be as a country when things go wrong, but not when things are normal, and we can really capture people's attention at that time, making it easier for everyone.
Yes, we have been conducting exercises on good hygienic practices.
I'm talking about specifically not the hygienic aspect, but maybe food processing. People engage in processing food. They get the raw material and turn it into something else, like when it comes to smoked fish.
Yes, this is a continuous process. We have been doing this, and this is just one of the things we will be doing, and it is going to motivate us to intensify our efforts in ensuring that this practice, if anything, is discouraged. That is, if the outcome of the inspection indicates that it is very bad. Actually, we are talking about science here. And when it comes to science, we have to allow investigations to carry on first before speaking. Scientific evidences are always very important to obtain before the next step is taken. So that is why I am emphasizing that we allow this inspection to take place, the sample collection, testing, and then the publication or the release of those results are very important to determine what we do next.
Before you leave, in 1 minute, any update on the Birkama market closure, the fish market specifically?
Since the closure, a lot of work has been done. People have tried their utmost. Stakeholders have come together, Birkama Area Council, Fisheries, and even I understand the MP of Birkama North has also come in to tidy up the place. They have provided tanks to make sure the place is ready for those dams. So as we speak, work is in progress, and we are also supervising. Hopefully, in the non-distant future, things will resume. We are just trying to make sure they also maintain cleanliness, because if we close the place and the place is tidied up, work resumes, and then they do not give regard to the actually sanitary conditions of the place. You know, what we fear will happen again.
All right. Thank you so much, Echen Silva, Communications Officer at... Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Echen, for joining us. Due to time constraints, we have to let you go, but we will be expecting our engagements in relation to both the closure of the fish market as well as the use of sniper on smoked fish. Thank you so much for joining us. So now back to the studio here, conversations here ongoing. On Community Watch today, we are taking a look at activities of the NDMA. The rainy season has started, you know, unexpected one for that matter. So it is important that conversations as well kickstart. Thank you so much for joining us, Deputy Executive Director of NDMA, Mr. Siring Modu Juf. Welcome back.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Still tired?
Very tired.
I know, Indonesia is not here.
It's quite far.
Yeah, and you had a rough journey.
Seriously.
You did.
Honestly.
But welcome back.
But thank God.
Thank God we're back.
Sound, right?
Yeah, and we did what we have to do.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, thank you so much. So so we saw the JAS report is out, you know, and we see activities here and there. Yesterday we had the councillor responsible for environment and sanitation committee when it comes to the kind of municipality, talking about the cleaning of gutters and all of that, you know. So I think it really matches that. From that, now we come to the bigger authority to talk about issues. So what are some of the plans that are actually put in place ahead of, you know, Gambia is a country prone to windstorms, natural disasters and all of that. You know, what are some of the plans now to actually work on these things?
Thank you very much, Jainaba, and thank you for having me. And of course, it's the same issues and the same difficulties I face from the trip in Berlin that you equally face. But I thank you very much for your dedication. You really did a very good job. And since then, officials have been communicating with me, expressing their appreciation of the way and manner in which you had been covering the various sessions. And please keep it up. To come to your question, yes, preparations had been there for quite a while. In fact, it is against the preparatory aspect which was done that KMC took the bull by the horn. Because you never wait until things happen and you start to react. NDMA as an institution last year went into what was called the preparation of a preparedness document called a regional and national contingency plans. And as we speak, each and every region has got your own national contingency plan. What does that mean? That is identifying those hazards that exist within a region, coming out with a plan to establish who does what, when, and where. So, like, you're talking about the flooding, which is a hazard. You're talking about windstorm, which is a hazard. Each of them have already identified, as far as the regions are concerned, which are the hazards that are of a great burden to them. What action should they take before it happened? What action should they take when it happened? But what action should they take after it had happened? And this is what we call a contingency plan. It is that contingency plan of KMC that the KMC municipality has gone through and make sure that their first problem, their first hazard was flooding. And the causes of flooding amongst them include the blockage of drains. And this is why they are unearthing those ways. And the regional coordinator, who is an employee of the NDMA, is one of the persons spearheading that work that is being done. And so you can see all the other municipalities should follow suit, because you go to North Bank, their first problem, according to their contingency plan, is windstorm. So what should they do? We all know one of the reasons of handling windstorm is an issue of undertaking tree planting exercises. Right. Of course, last year we undertook a lot of tree planting exercises, but you and I know very well that you cannot plant a tree last year and this year it becomes exactly. So because we need to have some protective gears to ensure that we minimize the scale of the disaster as and when it happens. Because we can never stop disasters. What we can do is create activities that would enable or reduce its velocity, its impact into the lives and livelihood of the people. And that's one aspect of preparedness that NDMA did in all the regions. And in fact, when we accomplished the regional plans, we now did the national contingency plan, which now encompasses all those other hazards that you have in the various regions. So we have the national contingency plan prepared, we have the regional contingency plans prepared. That's one. Then the other thing is the use of our heavy equipments. Because in most of the communities and municipalities, we work with them. We give them our trucks. We give them our bulldozers for them to be able to do some preparatory works.
Because due to time constraints, let's head now on to early warning.
Exactly.
You know, you talked about all the plans, which is documents. You know, these are documents, theoretical. So let's talk about, you know, the use of early warning in this instant.
Good. The early warning, if you look at the forecast this year, Gambia is expecting above normal rainfall. And this is why by tomorrow this time, I'm hosting a meeting of all stakeholders to look at what are the possible impact according to the early warning information that we've received.
We'll come back to you.
Yeah, we'll come back to you shortly. We will get back to that shortly. So Ibrahima, I think the use of early warning systems is very important. Well, considering that at least, you know, it serves as that, you know, alarm that we can all use to actually make sure that we know what is ongoing and make sure we change things.
Early warning is a preparedness tool. Early warning is a preparedness tool. It's a tool that you use to further look at what you have in place. Is it sufficient? Is it
all right, we will get back to you shortly. We will get back to you shortly.
The issue of early warning cannot be overemphasized. It's very important. As we know, certain places in the Gambia are prone to flooding and natural disaster. So it's important for
and also the UNDRR actually sponsored the Gambia to do the risk profiling, which was very good. You know, the risk profiling actually identifies all the hazards and, you know, some of the uncertainties that countries are prone to. So I think that was quite beneficial. I think that's the latest support that we're able to get from UNDRR.
These are the kind of projects that are needed. I mean, to make sure if we are serious to fight what we call flooding or any other disaster, I mean, these are the things that we need. I mean, to help us eradicate these things.
I think there will be support coming our way because during the program in Bali, Indonesia, the GP 2022, we had a bilateral meeting with the UNDRR regional director, and you know, Mr. Sering Modu was absent due to you know, unforeseen circumstances, but the Gambian delegation was able to, you know, put it to them as to some of the things that we need. You know, Banjul City Council talking about the fact that they feel that funding should directly filter down to councils. I don't know what Mr. Sering Modu is going to say in relation to that, because after that, I don't know what his take is going to be in relation to that, because councils are saying, you know, when these problems happen, people actually run to them before going to, you know, the government. It's them. They're the first point of call when disasters as such happen. So they're asking for, you know, support to filter directly to them so they can take policies in their own hands and do implementations from their end.
If you look at Sering Modu, he mentioned something very important. That's the National Contingency Plan. I mean, this is very important. It will also help, I mean, communicate, because I understand the national disaster management cannot be everywhere. You know, these are the people that will communicate this to you so that you can find your own plans and do it. Then if you have anything to add on.
In fact, if you look at the role of the agency, we are to coordinate. We are a coordinating institution. We look at, now, when the issue of the early warning came into being, we looked at it very seriously, and there are some salient points that it had flagged. That's the issue of agriculture. There may be some issues. The issue of flooding, the issue of windstorm may come into being. And this is why we're calling on all stakeholders tomorrow to say, look, this is now the scenario that we have. We want to know who does what as far as interventions are concerned. Because the role of the agency is to make sure that there is a level playing field, that there is no duplication, that there are no gaps, but also there are people that we use to synergize.
So talking about a level playing field, the mayor is talking about, having funding directly, to them, because they are the first point. What are you saying?
Yeah, they have. That's right. What we do is we don't stop anybody from getting funding directly. What we want is any funding that is coming, let it be coordinated. Because we want to avoid duplication. So you remember, sometimes some of the donor agencies also have their own interest areas. But as a country, as a beneficiary country, it is left to us to decide where this goes. You understand? Like for the mayor of Banjul, we've been working with her. Almost all the old structures in Banjul, it is our equipment that we are used to demolish them, to bring them, because the threat was there that if they continue to suffice, they may cause disasters tomorrow. So that's where the linkages would come. And this is why in each of the offices of the mayors and governors, we have a coordinator appointed. And that's where you are seated. And in each of the regions, we have committees called the Regional Disaster Management Committee, whose chairpersons are either the mayors or the governors of the region.
So how far with the use of drones as a form of early warning system?
We've just started it. We've just started, and we hope this year it will be very, very, very beneficial. I did some work in Farafenye, a month or two before we went to Bali. And if you have the cost to look at that tape, you'll be able to analyze so many other things. Because what the drone is able to depict, perhaps you and I may not be able to. We have 4 of it that are operational now.
But now we are talking about its effective usage.
Now, immediately after the meeting tomorrow, we would now be sending them to the field to gather information, because it also helps in our planning processes. And it is also a very cost effective. Before you travel from here to Basse, you understand, or from here to Jarasoma, it could go to Jarasoma, and in 30-45 minutes is back to give you the report that you need. So it is going to boost the way that we react as far as response is concerned, but also it will also boost the preparedness level.
Yeah, but how about the gender sensitivity as well? It's important, the gender, when it comes to the NDMA, the gender
had been a focal thing in our operation. Just by going through this paper, you saw what currently, as we speak, my team is doing in the Phonis in relation to sensitization on GVB in collaboration with one of the UN organizations. So even if you look at the assessment tool, because all interventions are based on what is assessed, be it from the drones or be it from the tablets that we are using, because it has to form the center stage of what we are to do. And if you look at it all, gender is very, very prominent. It has been factored very well, and their issues are not always negated.
So Mr. Juve, I think we have to bring you back here. We have another appointment
because
the issues are all over the place, and we cannot tackle them. I'll personally give you a call to have you back here to ensure that we are updated, because we have a packed program today. So we will now go for a short commercial break, and when we come back, the program continues. Thank you.
Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Waaw kay Tobaski ak style bu ne jaar na QTV waaye 2022 bi ak suñu ñawkat yi ak QTV li ñu nara wone dafa nara tegu ci cas
bii dafa nara spécial ndax xam ngeen li tax dañu yokku cere dolli ñeex nekk nag event bu mag boo xam ne ñëpp a ngi koy xaar dafa bëri nag ay surprise ñang baal
suñu ñawkat yi ñu am ci réew mi nee nañu pare nañ ba pare di jot waaw kañ la nag on the 10 June inshallah rabbi fan lay xewee ca Q City ticket yi ñaata
ordinary 400 VIP 700 dong lañ leen laaj
waxtu wa kañ la juróom-ñaari waxtu 7 o'clock bëgg naa saal ba riir ñëpp toog
ñu ne mboor waalee ga ca biir ngir bégal askan wi ak kan
ak Cheikh Fall mi nga xam ne moo ànd ak waa Daaray Lamp Fall Cheikh Fall dina indi téeméeri tama junney sabar
maa la wax lii ticket yi nag ku ko bëgg am na Qcell ci buntu bi ak Q City ci buntu bi ordinary 400 VIP 700 ne
Tabaski ak style ren ji ànd ci ak QTV masu fee am
That's why my trust is all for Check out the all-new Tigo 8 at S-Pass Motors. Call 3522-222 or 353-2222 for more information.
Cherry.
Q Money, the biggest mobile money service in the Gambia, has taken mobile banking to the next level. Now, you can link your Q Money wallet with your bank account. Yes, link your Ajib or EcoBank accounts with your Q Money wallet and get instant access to your cash anytime. No need to queue at the bank anymore. Transfer funds from your bank account to your wallet or your wallet to your bank account using Q Money Bank Link is the fastest, most secure, and convenient way to transfer funds between your wallet and bank account. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Wow, kay Tobaski ak style bu ne jar na QTV waaye 2022 bi ak suñu ñawkat yi ak QTV li ñu nara wone dafa na tegu ci cas.
bii dafa nara spécial ndax xam ngeen li tax dañu yokku cere dolli ñeex nekk nag event bu mag boo xam ne ñëpp a ngi koy xaar dafa bëri nag ay surprise ñang baal
suñu ñawkat yi ñu am ci réew mi nee nañu pare nañ ba pare di jot. waaw kañ la nag on the 10 June insha allahu rabbi fan lay xewee ca Q City ticket yi ñaata
ordinary 400.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning. So, yeah, Oli, ñu olofal parce que xam nga li Tobaski ak style la dañ bëgg suñu anti yi suñu maam yeeg ñëpp uyu mag dajaloo ñëw Q City ne fa uyu mag toj fa laa wax so foog ñu defee ko nii so fu mu nekk nii ñu bëgg a quickly rek nga wax ñu préparation bi fu mu toll tickets yi fu mu toll ak fan la designer yi toll tamit.
waaw asalaamaaleykum Dieynaba nuyu naa la maa ngi nuyu ñëpp ñoo xamante ne ñu ngi seetaan Tobaski ak style ren du yomba parce que dañu am special designer boo xam ne dafa jógee ba Sénégal biir Dakar ñëw bokk si
Tobaski ak style rëy na boobu rëy
xam nga fii ñu nekk ci dëkk bi ñoo ko xeebal waaye ñu nekk ci biti
xeebuñ ko kañ
waaw moo taxit nag jógee ba Sénégal muy Maxu Prestige moom tamit dina ñëw wane man-manam waaye tamit ay ndaanaan lay ñëw fekk si
wax dëgg
parce que ñoom Aka ñu ngi fi ñoom ML Creation ñoom ST ñoom Olistren ñooñu nga xam ne ay jàmbaari ñëwkat lañ
wax dëgg
fu mu ne nii bilaay gars yi
nelawuñ de
ñëwkat yi every day ñu ngi may call ne ma yaawli bilaay su ma tëddee guddi duma dee nelaw
waaye mbaa ticket si jeexuñ
ticket si man yi ma amee jeex na
gisuloo kon nit ñi dañ war a daw faxastalu daw
yi ma amee moom jeex man nag coci suñu bos jeex na fu mu ne nii bu Matilda rek a des moo nekk QCell ku bëgg a ticket si rek na nga ñëw QCell ordinary 400 la VIP $700 ba pare li ci gën a yéemu mooy Seefal dafay ñëw
déedéet kañ ak kanati
Seefal dina ñëw ak Mor Wali nga xam ne Mor Wali su wéyee nga foog ne Wali Seck nga jàkkaarloo
déedéet kañ
non Tobaski ak style
lan lañ war a expect li nga xam ne last year defoon nañ ko waaye lañ bëggoon something different
waaw let's say artistes yi tamit different artistes lañ indi parce que dañ bëgg affaire si mu nekk affaire bu ngéwéle comme ne Tobaski la ñu wax dafa war a nekk affaire yi na tradition bi xam nga sabar yi ñëw ndënd yi ñëw ñëpp xam ne lii african la ba pare comme like suñ réew ñoo ko moom because Tobaski moom affaire yi ngéwéle rek la war a nekk moo tax ñu indi ay ngéwél ñoo xam ne lépp ay ambiance la moo nekk
si boy dugal si boy ñëwal si boy Tobaski ak style bi dafa war a garaaw
torop
Tobaski ak style suma doole la
hay sa doole
moo tax ñu waree oyee ceemaan
waaye su nekkul sa doole
kan laa ne ma ne doole kan laa ne suma doole laa ne jërë ngeen jëf seen boy la Churchill Balle seen xarit ñu dellu si waat ci plateforme bi jërë ngeen jëf amaat ngeen ñu for the second time ñëwaat pour sensitize the public about the Tobaski ak style event taking place this Friday 10th June 7 p.m. but gates will be open 6 p.m. inshallah. So Balle may déggoon yaa ngi lay ta question comme last year lan lañ am loo xam ne this year something different
ay jimbo ak yooyu waaw mu
ngi this time day ñëw ak doole soo bàyyee xel previous years yi dañ naan am set of artistes yoo xam ne understand loo mun nañ lu ñoo def waaye bii dañ ko gën a mbalaxal gën koo olofal pour mu gën a jax daal so this time isin na leen Mor Wali isin na leen Seefal
so hanani
dina galaare sax wala ne seen Cheikh Fall boobu
Cheikh Fall di
dégg naa mu ne xam ñu ne téeméeri tamala moo indi ak juróom benn téeméeri tamala ndax
ba pare lu si gën a ne tamit des ya tamit suñ set of models yi masha Allah waaw rafet nañ am nañ taxawaay so ñu ngi expect designer ñu ñëw ñu blow us come away come with fashion ak entertainment from the artists yi.
waaw yaa Oli man am na lu ma bëgg a laajte mbaa am ngeen variety because xam nga sometimes nga gis variety bi nekku fa ñii def soie ñii def lii bëgg naa gis tamit xëj na koo xam ne kii su ñëwee keneen indi leneen ndax tamit loolu war nañ koo mën a séentu.
kañ lépp loo xamante ne pièce la xeetu baax la rek ñëwkat yi dinañ ko indi parce que dinañ indi til dinañ indi soie bi xam nga dafa xew kay am na ñoo xam ne dinañ def lu simple parce que tamit am na ñoo xam ne nekkuñ ne ñëpp a bugg a garam ba ñëpp a bugg a def til am na ñoo xam ne dañ bugg a lu sedda lépp dinañ ko fa indi incha allah waaye nit ñi mën nañoo jënd tamit on the spot kañ ku ñëw daal da nga indi sa xaalis parce que soo gisee di nga
jarul Fall tam su ootee indi sa weccit am na sa solo
kañ Cheikh Fall moom xam nga rek moom ambiance moo ko moom ak baatare na gaa yi indi seen xaalis ñëw inshallah rabbi Friday la bu soobee yàlla ñuy expect ñëpp ñu ñëw Q City ñëw support ñi parce que tamit ñi bokk si programme bi most of them Gambians lañ te ay ndaw lañ ñu war a Gambianize waa support leen parce que tamit nit ñi dafa baax ñu gis lan la Gambien yi mun a ñëw ñu ci demee ni STML Creation ñoom ñoo fa gën a nekk xale macha allah te ay ñëwkat ay ndaanaan lañ ñu bëgg a ñëpp ñu génn si ñëw support ñu inshallah
waaye mbaa du nekk Gambian time parce que ay waxi Gambian time tamit
non duñ def loolu noonu xam nga ñun Q
ban time la moo doon
inshallah 7 o'clock bu soobee
7 mooy 7
waaw 7 mooy 7
dinañ ko fi waxaat de
kañ inshallah
waaw yeah so any information before we go
tickets yi képp ku bëgg a tickets yi rek mu nga ñëw Qcell fii nii Kairaba Avenue si Matilda nga jënd tickets yi wala nga call ñu si 324 4444 mu ngi noonu wala nga call ñu si WhatsApp number bi tamit si the same number rek ñu wan la fan nga mën a jëndee tickets yi
waaw ba pare tamit the first act on the show is more Wali. So len ko bugot miss, make sure you can be there on time.
On time, yeah.
Wow, gates will be open 6, but the show starts at 7.
Inshallah.
Wow. Come ñolen on time, new ambience. Su nekké bu leen miss performance more Wali. Wow, let's come on time.
Bébé man so last year I saw a Q group dugalon nañ ci sen loxo.
Wow, def loolu parce que ñi gars yi 10,000 lañ fayoon Q group ñoo delloo la sa 10,000 ba pare tegal la si beneen 10,000 te ñu ngi expect moom from Q group inshallah ba pare tamit this year lu gën a interesting mooy this year we're expecting high stakeholders inshallah
waaw no names to be mentioned right now comme am na ñeneen ñoo xam ne they want to keep a low profile surprise la nekk because everything last time on this platform when we came here waxoon nañ leen ne we have a surprise which is the guest artist on the show. Understand? Revealing ko the last time, what I revealing ko. Well, this time tamit ñu leen a waxaat ne we have stakeholders that are going to grace this occasion. So ñu leen out in your numbers, let's support. Su ñu de support, how many yéen la leen a xaar. Su waxee ambiance comme ñun suñ jamono. Understand nga mean? Suñ age groups ak yooyu.
No, we know the style, we know the brand, we know the taste.
Waaye ñun ku ñoo defal grand bu ba ñu couple war am
dafa dagan
Charm Creation
balaa Charm Creation Olis Creation mu ngi fi
dañ fa war a fulal seen yëf ba yëg ko
waaw loolu la so fi mu nekk nii I think that is all we have time for good luck si event bi organize event nag yombut waaye with a strong team that you have you guys have done so well ñaari nit rek nekk fi di daw ak daanu nekk na loo xam ne dafa métti
it's not easy like that it's not easy like that
so good luck lu si yàlla dogal rek the most important thing man li ma dee wax man si suma life mooy it's about man the hard work I put in not about lan laa yaakaar at the end of the day waaye ni ma ko gisee nii ak Mor Waaleeg kële nu mu tuddati Sefa ñaata tama téeméeri
tama loolu xam nga naka la moom
mbaa yow lii dina nduru ni ko kii dee waxee korka téeméeri yëmba
si
benn butéel
the theme for the program is du yomba daal comme du yomba waaw gaaw ba yëg ko
Tobaski ak style
gaaw ba yëg ko
so film ne nii from entertainment from fashion to entertainment balaa Skengman Swiss di ma dóor parce que mu ngi fi taxaw di ma xool naan ma doy na questions yi na doy ma ne foog ma ñëw wane sama bopp so let's go for a short break and when we come back we'll head right on to the click segment. Do stay tuned.
out the all-new Tigo 8 at S-Pass Motors. Call 3522-222 or 353-2222 for more information. Cherry. Q Money, the biggest mobile money service in the Gambia, has taken mobile banking to the next level. Now, you can link your Q Money wallet with your bank account. Yes, link your Ajib or EcoBank accounts with your Q Money wallet and get instant access to your cash anytime. No need to queue at the bank anymore. Transfer funds from your bank account to your wallet or your wallet to your bank account using Q Money Bank Link is the fastest, most secure, and convenient way to transfer funds between your wallet and bank account. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
As the fastest growing GSM company in the Gambia, QCell has the widest 4G plus coverage in the country, 3 times faster internet speed than our competitors. So switch now and dial *335# and enjoy what true 4G feels like. QCell, the Gambia's trusted network.
Check out the all-new Tigo 8 at S-Pass Motors. Call 3522-222 or 353-2222 for more information. Cherry. Q Money, the biggest mobile money service in the Gambia, has taken mobile banking to the next level. Now, you can link your Q Money wallet with your bank account. Yes, link your Ajib or EcoBank accounts with your Q Money wallet and get instant access to your cash anytime. No need to queue at the bank anymore. Transfer funds from your bank account to your wallet or your wallet to your bank account using Q Money Bank Link is the fastest, most secure, and convenient.
Welcome back from that break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV this morning from Tobaski style. Now we head right on to Click segment with Skengman Sueezy.
For real, man. Good morning, guys. It's about to go down as usual, man. They were talking fashion and we're talking music today, man. With me in the studio, I have DJ Limbo and Shorty Six. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Dohi Bandi, man. First time on the Click.
Yeah.
It's nice having you here, man.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
And, good morning, Gambia. Nuinali, Bandi, Chepe Badgali, Bandi Mageti, Bandi Uncle, yeah.
For real, man. Shorty Six, welcome to the show, man.
Yeah, thank you very much.
First time as well, bro.
First time on TV too. Everything first time.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's different than you actually imagine it, but come on, it's good.
You're here today. You're doing it big.
Well, I'm gonna say I didn't expect it to be. You know, I was a YouTuber before doing music.
Okay.
So
Nice.
I'm used to camera, but I didn't think it was gonna be this. It's different from
Is it tense? Is it tense or it's free?
It's not free, but it's like in
It's a
between.
little bit tense.
I was thinking it was gonna be easy for me because I was doing YouTube.
Okay.
But
Chill out.
Listen,
chill.
the YouTube thing and the TV thing are not two. They're two different things together. You know?
Different, but
to be
cool,
honest, yeah. Big shout out to you, man. You're doing it big. Actually, you dropped a video not long ago with Hussein Dada. It's making waves, man.
Yeah.
For real, man. Now, Limbo.
Yeah.
Tell us about you, bro. I know me personally. This is the first time I'm getting to meet you.
Yeah.
I've heard your song several times, but this is the first time I'm getting to meet you, man.
Yeah.
So I need to know you, actually. Tell us about you. What really got you into music as well? Because I know you were a DJ before.
Yeah.
And you were still DJing as well.
Yeah, sure. My name is DJ Limbo. I was born in Latikunda, Jama, not so far from here.
Exactly.
And born and grown. I moved to Austria in 2007, and I was DJing here 2005 before I left.
Okay.
So I started music 2010, 2011. Yeah, so I'm like 12 years into music.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I DJ and music and sing as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, DJ thing I know was something that you've been doing way back.
Yeah.
But the music thing, man,
Yeah.
trust it.
I was surprised when I had your first song, when I had the song Dohi Bandi. It was making waves, but you were not on the video. So I was really, it kept me thinking, why would this guy do something like a song like this, but he's not in the video, instead he's using somebody else? I know people have been doing it, but what really twitched your mind for you not to do the video yourself, but to do to feature somebody else in the video?
Yeah, when Dohi Bandi dropped, I was in Europe as well. So, and this music is so Gambian to be shot in Europe. Yeah. You know, so I wasn't here. So the best thing to do is to shoot this video here and to get somebody to play my role. You know, so that was the only reason why I let somebody do this video, you know, because Dohi Bandi is Gambian sound. Exactly. So I cannot do a Gambian sound and have a European video. Exactly. Yeah. So that was the only reason behind that. Yeah. Yeah, man.
So now, let's talk about you as a musician, man. Yeah. From YouTuber to a musician, man. Yeah. And trust me, the song that you released, they're on fire, man. What got into music as well?
Well, I started doing music since I was a kid, actually. Okay. But like, you know, because of the music I'm doing in Gambia, it was hard, because by then it was just the Gambian style music they were listening to. Yeah. So I was like, okay, let me just put that aside, and I started doing YouTube. So I did YouTube for some while, and then people knew me from YouTube. I got 10,000 subscribers from YouTube. Nice. You know, quick. So like, people knew me from there. I was like, good. So I was doing music.
You getting the money as well from YouTube?
Yeah, I got monetized. So yeah, I was doing the music thing on the low, but still, you know, it was hard. People were knowing me, but it was still hard. So when I did a song with Hussein, just dropped it, and then boom. Everybody started talking about my flow. Hey, kid, is he from Gambia? Is he from this?
Exactly. Like, yeah. I wanted to ask the same thing as well. Are you a Gambian?
I'm Gambian, bro.
What's your name?
I'm Alpha Koa. My parents are from Sierra Leone, but I was born and raised in Gambia.
Yeah, you're
motherland.
Gambian.
The motherland, man.
I'm representing Gambia full time.
For real, man. Full time. For real, representing the Gambia full time. Limbo, you're in the studio with me today, man. Yeah. I know doing music in foreign, it's not really easy, as you being a Gambian actually, but still trying to keep the trend of Gambian music out there as well. So what is the industry like in Australia?
Yeah, Australia is like, they're not into African music that much. You know, in the clubs it's different. People dance to Afrobeats and stuff. But like artists like me, it's hard. Like, you know, we have a bigger market in Germany because of the amount of Gambians that are in Germany and Italy as well. Yeah, but in Australia it's not so, you know, it's challenging sometimes, you know. So, but, you know, we keep doing what we're doing because as they say, good music never dies, you know, and good music has no boundaries, you know. So it's not easy, but we're still pushing it. Yeah.
Exactly. So you being a DJ as well, what is it like situation for you over there?
Yeah, you are still in the same boat. You know, just different captions at
so you just need, like, it's like you're more into their music there. You play more of their music. That's what the vibe to as well. They're not more into the Gambian thing.
Yeah,
sort of.
yeah. So actually, in Austria, I'm more of a DJ than an artist. You know. Okay. Yeah. So outside of Austria, I'm more of an artist than a DJ.
Than a DJ, exactly. Yeah, so in the Gambia, you're more of an artist than a DJ. Man.
Exactly.
For real, man. Now, Shadi 6. How is the music industry so far? How has it been so nice to you so far? Being a music, like an upcoming artist like you.
Yeah, in the beginning it was actually challenging because of, like I'm saying, the style I do the different type of, I don't do the Wolof music type thing.
Yeah, you do the rap English stuff.
Yeah, so it was challenging, but now people are actually seeing my stuff because I put my stuff on TikTok. So like people just keep asking me, yo, is this guy from Gambia? Because like they don't believe it when I do. So I always have to make sure I put a few lines in Wolof, and then when I'm doing my videos, I make sure they see like, yeah, this place is actually in Gambia.
Exactly.
Yeah, I always show the Gambian taxi, so they'll be like, okay, this guy is for sure in Gambia.
Exactly. Now, DJ Limbo, I know your song has been playing on QTV all this while. Yeah. The song is one of the most played songs on QTV, if I could say, man. People vibe to it all the time. But I want you to still do an official premiering of your song on QTV today. Dohi Bandi.
Dohi Bandi.
Yeah, I want you to introduce it again one more time.
Yeah, man.
Let's do the Dohi Bandi thing.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the love and support. You know, I feel the love way back. You know, so thanks everybody for supporting the music, and thanks to all the bandits in Gambia. Man biggie.
Man duma bandi de.
Na fi ndeka bi bandi.
Man duma bandi man.
Ndeka bi ay bandi.
Duma bandi de, yo bandi.
So we're going for a bandi. We're going for a quick bandi break, and we'll be right back, man.
Yeah. Dohi Bandi.
Land my doggy bandy. Yeah. Land my doggy bandy. One more doggy bandy. Doggy bandy. One more doggy bandy. Land my doggy bandy. One more doggy bandy. Land my doggy bandy. One more doggy bandy. Dokhal bulan neex daga sa swaga so sharp like daga khogn bulan neex ngay dama mané khogn bulan neex ngay dama mané bondel sa lamba ngi leer du sondel poromba ko neka di corne dokhal te kena du ci wa boy mané bondel sa lamba ngi leer du sondel poromba ko neka di corne dokhal le chepe bidiwa oh boy I like the way you working nooy doxini li de neex na ma I like the way you working nooy doxini li de neex lan mooy doxi bandi one ma doxi bandi doxi bandi one ma doxi bandi lan mooy doxi bandi one ma doxi bandi lan mooy doxi bandi one ma doxi bandi Duma kill, duma rendi gondi man The ute di nyefe kom taxi man Dama punkal taxi bad No bid no man te duma bid no gal motor Then you job with the one Range Rover Living la vida loca Bad gal a bandi boka Kipa kune am nga che dokhini bopa Living la vida loca Na bad gal boka Ana you na bandi boka Kipa kune am nga che dokhini Moy dokhi bandi One ma dokhi bandi Dokhi bandi One ma dokhi bandi Lan moy dokhi bandi One ma dokhi bandi Lan moy dokhi bandi One ma dokhi bandi
Dahi Bandi, man, we are having fun in the studio, man, for real, man. Limbo, it's a good soundtrack out there. The song is really nice, man, and it's very danceable as well, man. It's been making waves in the Gambia.
This is actually my first wall of song.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, because I listened to some of your songs, you were more into the Jamaican part, so I think so. So, but it's good.
Yeah, exactly. That came after Dohi Bandi. Exactly. Because I was having identity crisis as well. A lot of Gambians were like, okay, Kidu Gambian, because I've never spoken Wall of Words in my songs.
Ah, nice.
So Dohi Bandi was an experiment, you know, because I wanted to connect to the Gambian people.
And trust me, your experiment turns out to be something really, you know, usable by Gambian as well. They like it, to be honest.
Yeah, after that, Yenge nyo, Tubal, you know, ndekete yo ranga para.
This man is a bandit by my side.
No, come on, man. We like that.
Yeah, my album has a lot of Gambian vibe. You know, everybody can relate to that. You know, we have a lot of good Gambian vibe.
Obviously, we're going to talk about the album as well.
Most definitely.
Now, Shadi 6 introduced your video for the first time on QTV, man. For the fans out there, they need to watch it out, man. Shadi 6 featuring Hussein Dada. Introduce it to your fans.
Well, so this is about focus, basically, like keep on working to get to the point you want to be. Never give up, because everybody that at a high level now was working hard from the beginning. I'm an example. I was working very hard to get to this point, and now Gambia is recognizing me. So I say thank you to everyone recognizing my music, and you guys just focus on what you're doing, keep moving,
Exactly, man. Let's go for a quick break. We'll be right back.
Dada. I keep on moving and focus on winning. Focus on making it since the beginning. Do what I want, I don't care about your feelings. God forgive me cause I keep on sinning. Something else do lessons. Money coming out, I'm flexing. Yeah, she never used to check me. Now I gotta undress. Tell me what you saying, what you mean. I'm moving like a trapper, wanna make some more. Baby, could you hold on? Focus on the grind, tryna make some. I'm on the road 24/7. They're asking me questions, but I'm never telling. I'm with the gang. From the bottom, now repropelling. Remember days, I was busy finding ways. I was trying to make a change. I used to fail, whenever I fell on my knees, I stand up and I try again, Now these niggas wanna hate, Things will never be the same, People always wanna talk shit, but I swear that I don't care, Busy chasing money, that's the only direction. Yeah, you know I do this for my niggas and my family. See see my mama go through pain just to make me happy. Had no money for studio, things were moving badly. But now I make my music for myself, nothing can stop me. Catch me on the road, I be grinding every day. You don't wanna curse me, me and my niggas, we don't play. Tryna build a mansion, yeah, I'm tryna relocate. Things are taking time, but I still got it. Focus on winning, focus on making it since the beginning.
Focus on winning, man. I still focus on winning, man, for real, man. It's a nice song, man. It's a nice song, man. Yeah. Let's talk about this, man. What inspired you in doing this song, and how do you manage to get Hussein on it?
So, well, I can say, basically, I know all the Gambian artists. All the big ones you've seen on TV, I know all of them. We talk, Instagram, met them, so that's easy. Nice. So me and Hussein, we've been in contact for a long time. I've been trying to get him a song for a long time, but he's a very hard person to, like, meet. He can say yes, but to actually meet him is always busy, so it was hard.
He was always busy.
Yeah, so I had to take all my studio equipment, because I do my music myself.
Nice.
And then enter car, drive to his house, and then boom. I went there, and then he was still busy. He was making music with his own producers and stuff, so I had to wait to. So he came, boom, we did the stuff. But during the studio, the process, we didn't even talk a lot because he doesn't talk a lot.
I don't talk a lot. Shy type as well.
Yeah, I don't talk a lot too, so it was just walk. He was like, okay, so take this part out, do this part. So it was easy. It wasn't.
To be honest, man, big shout out to Dada. Yeah. Trust me, man, we're proud of you as well, man. Like, to be honest, Hussein Dada is one of the most consistent artists that had a lot of songs with upcoming artists as well. Exactly, you know? Yeah. So let's talk about the video as well. Yeah. It has a storyline. Yeah, the video is more about you, your struggles, and you making it in life as well, man. So basically, who did the video?
Basically, I do the music, and me and my team do the video. So like, I have my boys who do the camera. Shout out to Civic, is in here with me. Okay. So like he does the shooting part, and I go home and I edit the video. Oh, nice. And I script the video too. So like I script it and I send it to my boys, and then they edit it, and then put in the work, and they will make it happen. So
make it happen, man. Put in the work, man. Now, Limbo, what are you working on next, man? What is the biggest thing for you, bro?
Yeah,
I know you were in the Gambia. You came to the Gambia not long ago. Yeah. And then I know you were here for some projects. You want to work on so many stuff as well. So let's speed it up. We need to know what you're here for now.
Yeah, I'll be working on some collabs with some Gambian artists as well, and doing a lot of interviews, promoting my album as well. You know, yeah.
So when is the album dropping?
It's already out, man. Are you sleeping?
Man, I'm sleeping, man.
Wake up.
When did you drop the album?
Yo, March 5th, man.
I should go check it out, man. To be honest.
Check it out,
I've
man.
been sleeping on it,
You're gonna love it, man. You're gonna love it.
Man. So any visuals from the album as well, apart from the Dahi Band?
No, not yet. We're gonna do the visuals here because, as I said, there's a lot of Gambian sound on that. So it's the only place to shoot those videos, man. Yeah.
So secondly as well, I know you've been putting in work in the work that you do as well. Yeah. But to be honest, you know, a lot of people have been saying Gambian music is going further, But to me, I don't think it's going further. To me, I think we're still fighting one another. Because just take a look at what happened Saturday, man. Yeah. You have Royal Messengers Festival, you have Gom Gom, the album launch, and then you have One Pack at the Independence Stadium. Yeah. What is your take on that?
Yeah, I think the music industry should have a structure. Exactly. They should have like one calendar. Like you cannot host a big show without passing through the right channels to do that. Yeah. You understand what I mean? So that can be the only way to avoid such things, you know. Because if you have a body that is responsible to host big Gambian event, like this is where you go and register your event, you know. So if you go to register an event and other artists already have the date, they will be like, look, take another date. This date is already
and trust me, booked, for me, in my opinion, I believe it's a loss. To be honest,
no, all of them. No, it's a big loss.
They all share the same fun in the Gambia. Yeah. All these artists, the same people that want to support them as well. Yeah. So I think next time you guys should come together, try to put things in place. Make sure. Okay, now we all want to benefit. We all want to make money. That's why we're doing our event as well. Yeah. Now, if I was Viper, I would call Royal Messenger and call One Pack as well. Put them together. I'll be like, okay, now this is my event. You get
communication.
I want you guys to support me, and then I can also support you guys when it's the event. But I think we need to communicate, man. The industry is not going. People said it's going, but to me, it's not going, man. I believe there are a lot of stuff that are going on that are not going the right way, man. So I think we should work on that as well, man.
Now, it's really going. It's really going, man.
Yeah, to be honest, man. In your own opinion, it's going, but to me, sometimes, somehow it's funny. Now, let's talk about you, bro. Yeah. What are you working on next? I know you just dropped this video not long ago. Yeah. I know you have some on the line as well that you're about to drop. So but let's talk about your biggest project that you're working on. Yeah, I'm just dropping singles for now. I have so many singles ready to drop. And Gambia is like Afro music. So I have an Afro music song coming. And also we're actually planning on shooting the music video next week. So the song is already done. Okay. Sent for distribution and everything. So I'm just going to be dropping singles. But this one is going to be an Afro song. Yeah. And I promise you guys too, it's going to... Yeah. No. Do everything myself. Are you into any label as well?
No label, just myself and my boys. We do it everything ourselves.
Man, I'm really excited. This should be.
Before you go,
yeah.
I just want to ask him, what is the dohi band? Lan moy motive comme lan la nekk di sen. Dama bëgg understand concept bi fan la jógee. I think that is something that I really want to understand.
Now before you answer, Geneva, are you a bandit?
Man, bandi la in some instances.
No, sipet.
Am na instances yoo xam ne ba dee doon bandi.
At some point when you say bandi, it doesn't mean the
bandi. Waaye am na
xam nga
naan bi aduna bi sa ut bi comme ut bi ñaxa bi foog nga bandi. Foog nga bandi sometimes pour nga mën a am bi. Waaw
doy bandi actually.
No man waaw.
Yeah. So dégloo song bi bu baax.
Waaw.
Dama break down that bandi because before dohi bandi drop. So waxee nit bandi dafa la wax ne criminal. Straight, you know. So dama break down into the song like xam nga maa ngi job di uti comme taxi man. Xam nga duma beat no girl, duma beat no man. Yaa ngi understand? Waaw. So loolu mu ngi laa woon ne xam nga bandi bu ma wax mooy kuy ñefe. Kuy ut yaa ngi understand waaw so doxi bandi bi waaw suñ maam yi ba suñ maam yi dañ daan daga di buggi di xam so I had to put that work into the song you know yeah
it's a beautiful one
so now
for now yéen ñaar fi nekk ni defal leen ñu dara
exactly balaa ñoo def leave of you know it's a culture in my show actually on the platform when you're on my show we do something together for the first time I'm gonna have DJ Limbo and Shorty Six doing a collab together, man. I'm producing it today, man. We're going straight to a collab, man. Yeah. Keeping it clean and easy, man.
Yeah.
DJ Limbo in the field.
Yeah.
Shorty Six.
Yeah, I'm on your dream, yeah? Yeah. Piccolo suit, neck and jowl. Moo xam Peter wala Paul bañ bugalo lay doon suma boobi wax leen lu muy doon waaji
so I stand tall and I'm never gonna fall.
Okay.
All them girls know my name when I come to the mall. See I come with the guys and we always ball. Just give me the money, nigga, don't talk, nigga, don't stall.
Boy, style bi dafa seet da nga war a fay. This was an expensive style. This is not a free style. This was expensive. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Don't say final words. That's what dig it. For now, wow. For now, yes. I'm not on dead row, man. Yeah. Thank you to all Gambians. Keep support my music from day one. You know, ñoo xam ne ñi ngi door a support my music ak ñu ma support in the future. So maa ngi wax jërëjëf to the fans. maa ngi nuyu sama mère mi ngi seetaan right now. Yeah, so Auntie Marie maa ngi laa nuyu bu baax a baax, you know. Jërëjëf for watching.
Exactly. And actually 60 years old.
Yeah, so I just want to say shout out to everyone supporting my music. I know it's different, but let's try and do it. If I speak well of you guys are gonna laugh at me, so let me keep it outside. But shout out to
talk Korean for you, but I'm talking Korean.
Kiri yourself now art language for me can speak what's now born.
Okay.
But I'm just gonna say jërëjëf to everyone. Keep on listening to the music. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't. You can just
as well, man. And don't forget, for my end, I'm saying bye-bye, but don't forget you can check me out on Instagram on Skankman_Sweezy, Twitter SweezyB40, Facebook SweezyB40. And don't forget as well, you can check out my page, QTV Click Entertainment News, right on Instagram. Just check it out. You can follow us when I'll follow you back, I promise, man. If you want to get updated on what I'm doing, you can check me out on all my social media outlets. And for my end, I'm saying bye-bye till we come your way tomorrow.
Till we come your way tomorrow. Bye.